Welcome to the Crowned and Chosen podcast, where women of faith rise, heal, and walk boldly in their God-given identity. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiara Cloud, and I trust that your week has been off to a great start. In our last episode, we talked about walking out your purpose, even when you don't feel motivated. I shared some practical faith-filled tips to reconnect with your why. So be sure to check out the replay of that episode. I pray that you are blessed by it. So today I just had a simple set of instructions I wanted to leave you to think about. Assess, remove, replace, recharge. One more time. Assess, remove, replace, recharge. So what does that mean? Basically, it's just a reminder that we have to understand the wisdom in recognizing that none of us can continuously pour from an empty vessel. You're valuable to God, and that includes your temple, your body, your emotional health, and all of that. And He has a divine purpose and timing for His plans in your life. Follow me now. In Ecclesiastes 3, verses 1 through 4, it says, "To everything there is a season and a time for a matter or purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance." And it goes on and on and on. But I want to skip to verse 11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. And that includes your purpose. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also planted eternity in men's hearts and minds, a divinely implanted sense of purpose, working through the ages, which nothing under the sun but God alone can satisfy. Yet so that men cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. The key thing I want to remind you of is we have to be aware of God's divine timing in our lives. We have to be able to evaluate when we need to step away, what habits or tasks we need to remove or replace, and when we need to just simply recharge, so that we are able to move in a timely fashion when God directs us to. See, it's important for us to regularly take inventory of where our energy and time are being devoted, so that we can make the necessary adjustments to better manage our time, to better walk in purpose and clarity as God directs us. Don't allow overcommitting, fear, or procrastination to prevent you from walking in God's perfect will. After all, a lot of times, if we're honest about it, procrastination stems from fear, or just like maybe a lack of organization. But a lot of times it goes right back to fear. We procrastinate, we hesitate because we doubt that we're able to be successful, or we procrastinate and hesitate because we don't feel that God will totally come through or provide what we need as we walk in purpose. Whatever it is, I want to encourage you to entrust that to God. Have faith. Remember, the last few episodes we've been talking about also how we can actually please God. Hebrews 11:6 lets us know that without faith, without trusting God, it is impossible to please Him. So as you pray, as you believe God to show you the different areas in your life that you may need to assess and remove and replace bad habits, it may even be your company that you're around. It could be things you've committed to. As you believe God for that, also trust Him that He will show you new ways to build your faith, to trust in Him, even when you don't understand. In addition to that, in our purpose walk, we should believe God to be the one that breathes life into others, that inspires them. We don't want to be known as the ones who always drains others, or who is always drained because we have poured too much into others without recharging ourselves. Yes, God is on our side, but there are some things that He expects us to walk in terms of wisdom, in terms of maintaining our temple, and just being a good management of the time that He has entrusted us with. So today's episode is a little shorter than last, but in no ways less powerful. I want to believe God with you that in addition to you praying and trusting God, that He will open your eyes to His timing for His plans and purpose to be manifested in your life, but also that He will help you to assess those areas that you possibly may need to make adjustments in. Again, that could be habits that you have, that could be plans that you've made, that could be the company that you're around. Assess, remove, replace, and recharge. Remember last time we talked about the value of allowing God to restore us, whether it's emotionally, physically, or spiritually. So that's how we recharge. And so we want to entrust that to God to show us, hey, God, what do I need to assess? What do I need to remove out of my life? What do I need to replace in terms of that time and those habits and the company with? What do I need to replace it with? And then show me, God, how to best recharge. Some of you may already be aware of what is the best way for you to recharge, whether it's taking a walk, a vacation, whether it's reading a book, whether it's going out for coffee. If you don't know, God can show you that too. It's so important that you take care of your temple. It's temple care. Care for your temple, your mind, and your spirit. And I believe that you're going to find that you are more equipped and more motivated to walk in God's divine purpose for your life. So thanks for joining me today. If you believe that any part of this podcast has been a blessing to you, I'm going to ask that you do me a favor. Be sure to tag or share or text, however you decide to share this message with someone in your life, a friend, a loved one, a family member who you feel it will be a blessing to. Visit us at crownedandchosenco.com or follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Crowned and Chosen Co. And in addition to that, be sure to check out our podcast. Have a wonderful rest of your week. You've been listening to the Crowned and Chosen podcast. Be sure to join our community online and subscribe to our podcast via Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.